Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes on the start of a brand new week. And we've got lots of ongoing stories, of which more later. It's going to be a very busy day, so we're going to jump straight in. We've got one man saying that another man's controversy isn't much of a controversy, even though he's mired in the middle of a controversy himself. This is the SNP, of course, and it's those two bald fellows who are trying to do a bit of a mutual circle jerk. Because you've now got Stephen Flynn, the baldy in Westminster, standing up for his mate Neil Gray, the baldy in Holyrood, or one of the baldies anyway, because obviously John Swinney not too hirsute on top either. Mind you, a bit pot called kettle black, but we'll get there. But Neil Gray, of course, is wrapped up in Limogate with him using public resources in the form of a chauffeur-driven limousine to travel around watching football matches, predominantly Aberdeen. He's trying to write it off as, oh, well, it's just one of those things. They've come out with some BS argument as to why it was done. He's apologised, but not for stealing these resources from the taxpayer, but for saying, well, maybe I should have gone to other teams and made it look as though I was doing it on official business, even though this official business was with family members. It's quite a lovely little row that's brewing up. It's lovely. Everyone's on it and nobody's letting go. And despite John Swinney saying, oh, well, let's put it behind us now. It's all over. Nothing's going to come of it. I'm afraid, John, that isn't going to wash. There's calls now for inquiries. The press are on it. The media's all over it. YouTube's all over it. Nobody's letting this go. We're all Rottweilering this story. And so what comes then is Stephen Flynn. Beryl stands up in there and he's saying, oh, well, it's not a scandal, he said. But of course, this is the man that's currently causing a civil war in his own party by wanting to do two jobs. He wants the Westminster job and Holyrood. But getting to Holyrood, of course, is important because he wants to be the leader of the party and hopefully First Minister. But the rules are that you have to be a Holyrood MSP if you want to lead the party. Now, there's meant to be a vote on whether or not to ban having these two jobs. But at the moment, they're trying to push this vote back. Now, the reason many think is if they can push the vote back until after Stephen Flynn can get his arse up to Holyrood, and while he's still got the two jobs, then they have the vote and perhaps it gets banned and they'll say, well, OK, no more people will be able to do it. But look, Stephen's here now. We'll let that one go through. And of course, opposition parties are not very happy about this. And there's people within the SNP that are not happy about this. And what's very controversial, of course, is, for those who aren't aware, that Stephen Flynn himself was one of the vociferous opponents of a Tory called Douglas Ross, who did exactly the same thing. But the Tories don't have a rule against it. But it's now looking as though it's going to be a parliamentary rule. They can't do anything about Westminster, of course, but the Scottish Parliament can vote to say that if you're an MSP, you cannot stand as an MP, and you must choose one or the other. It's very, very awkward all round. But of course, it's all very sneakily done. No one's being open and honest or anything like that. But then it is the SNP. What's that got to do with being open and honest? Hey ho. So there you go. You've got these two bald men trying to back each other up, which is very hard. They have to stand back to back and face the world, each with their own problems, and each trying to sort each other out with those problems. It was ever thus. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Bye.